Hey everyone, and welcome back. I've been seeing this question a lot lately, like all over the place. How do you make money on Instagram if you don't have a ton of followers?
Yeah,
And luckily, we've got this awesome article here called How to Make Money on Instagram Without Followers.
right.
And it's really got me thinking differently about the whole thing.
Yeah, it's really interesting stuff.
So let's jump in and see if we can uncover some hidden gems here.
Sounds good.
So the first thing that kind of blew my mind is that you don't need a massive following to make money.
It's true.
Yeah.
Things are definitely changing. We don't need millions of followers anymore.
Yeah, it's not like the old days.
Nope. Brands are realizing that it's more about an engaged audience.
Yeah.
A niche audience.
Right. So it's not about like shouting into the void and hoping someone hears you.
Exactly. It's about finding your people.
So you're saying it's more about quality over quantity.
I like that. Yeah. Quality over quantity for sure.
Nice. So the article starts off by talking about freelancing and using your Instagram as like a visual portfolio.
Exactly like a living, breathing portfolio.
I like that. So give me an example.
Okay, so let's say you're a graphic designer.
Okay.
Instead of just posting random things, you're going to be showcasing those beautiful before and afters of your work.
Oh, that's smart.
Client testimonials that sing your praises, maybe some quick design tips, little things that establish your expertise.
Right. So it's almost like you're saying, hey, look what I can do, but visually,
Exactly, you're showing them.
showing them, not
Yeah.
just telling them.
And don't forget hashtags.
Oh, yeah. Hashtags. Those are important.
Using the right ones is key, like hashtag freelancer or hashtag graphic design. It's like putting up a beacon for clients to find you.
Okay, so we're showcasing our skills, we're using hashtags, but how do we actually turn that showcase into money?
So there are two parts to it. First, you're showing off your talent through your content, right? But second, you're actively engaging with the community.
Okay, I like it.
You're networking with other designers. You're commenting on relevant posts, participating in discussions.
You're becoming part of the conversation,
Yes, exactly.
not just waiting for someone to discover you.
Yeah, you have to put yourself out there.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So what's next?
All right, let's talk about selling products or services directly through Instagram.
Wait, you can do that.
Absolutely.
I thought you needed like a ton of followers to sell anything.
That's where Instagram shops come in.
Okay, fill me in.
Think of it as your own little online store built right into your profile.
Oh, cool.
You list your products, tag them in your posts, and it makes buying super easy for your audience.
Wow, that's so convenient. But let's say I'm like a small handmade jewelry business
Okay.
with a dedicated following, but it's still pretty small. How do I reach more people?
Targeted ads, my friend.
Hmm.
Tell me more.
Even with a small following, you can use Instagram ads to get your products in front of the right people.
So, like people who are already interested in handmade jewelry.
Exactly.
Or,
Fashion accessories.
okay, so it's like laser-focused marketing
Right.
instead of just hoping for the best. And don't just show the finished product, show your process.
What do you mean?
Like give people a behind-the-scenes look, show them how you're making the jewelry, what materials you use, talk about what inspires you.
So it's like creating a story around your product.
Yes, it makes it more personal and unique.
Okay, I love that.
Eh.
Now, for something completely different, affiliate marketing.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
I've heard of it, but remind me how it works.
So you basically earn a commission by recommending products that you love.
Okay.
So you sign up with an affiliate program, there are lots of them, Amazon, ShareSale, ClickBank, just to name a few.
Mhm.
And they give you a special link for each product. And when someone buys something through your link, you get a cut.
So if I'm like a big fitness person, I can
Huh.
share links to my favorite workout gear or healthy snacks or something.
Exactly. But the key is to focus on a specific niche.
Oh, I see.
So instead of promoting everything under the sun, stick to products that really fit with your content and your audience.
Right, because if people trust me for fitness advice, they're more likely to trust my recommendations for workout gear.
Exactly. It's all about building that trust.
Okay, that makes sense. So what else is there?
Let's talk about sponsored posts.
Sponsored posts, so getting paid by brands.
You got it. But here's the thing. It's not just for those huge influencers anymore.
Really?
Brands are starting to see the value of working with people who have smaller but more engaged audiences.
Because those followers are more likely to actually buy the products they're promoting, right?
Exactly. Because they have that deeper connection, they trust their recommendations more.
So instead of waiting for brands to come to me, I should be reaching out to them.
Yes, especially brands that fit with your niche.
Okay.
Show them what you can do, highlight any collaborations you've done, even if they were small, and really show them how your content and their target market align.
So even if I haven't gone viral, if I've got a dedicated community that loves fashion, for
Mhm.
example, the right brand might see me as a good partner. Wow, so many possibilities. What about this user-generated content?
Ah, yes, UGC as they call it.
What is that exactly? And why would brands pay for it?
User-generated content is basically any content created by people like you and me.
Okay.
Photos, videos, reviews, things like that, that
Yeah.
features a brand's product or service. Think unboxing videos, cool product shots, stylish outfits.
Oh, so brands are using real people's experiences to promote their stuff.
Exactly, and they're willing to pay for it, especially if it's high quality because it feels more authentic than a traditional ad.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So if I'm good at photography or video editing, I could reach out to brands and offer to create content for them.
Exactly. Show them what you can do and explain how your content can help them reach their target audience.
So it's like freelancing, but with a focus on content creation for brands.
Precisely.
Okay, cool. And last but not least, Instagram consulting.
Now we're talking.
Right. So you're saying we can turn our Instagram expertise into a service?
Absolutely. If you've figured out how to grow an audience, create great content, and use all the features that Instagram has, why not help others do the same?
That's a great idea. Like
Right?
if I'm good at optimizing Instagram profiles for businesses, I could offer a paid audit service where I analyze their profile, give them feedback, and tell them exactly what they need to do to improve.
Exactly. Or you could even manage their account for them.
Oh yeah, that's smart.
Or maybe you're a master of Instagram stories, teach businesses how to use stories to connect with their audience and make sales.
It seems like there are so many options.
The possibilities are endless.
So it's all about finding your area of expertise and packaging it in a way that's valuable to others.
Exactly. Find what you're good at and help others with it.
I love it. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but
Yeah,
the biggest takeaway for me is that you don't need a massive following to start making money on Instagram.
that's the truth.
We've talked about 6 different strategies, and none of them required having millions of followers.
Nope. It's all about finding your niche, showcasing your skills, and connecting with the right people.
And if you want even more tips and strategies on how to monetize your Instagram account, be sure to check out our free PDF guide.
Yes, it's packed with info.
We'll put the link in the show notes.
Awesome. So in the next part, let's dive into how to actually make these strategies work.
Let's do it.
Welcome back, everybody. So in the last part, we uncovered some pretty amazing ways to make money on Instagram without needing a massive following.
Right. Like, I was really surprised by some of those strategies.
Me too. But now the question is, how do we actually make those strategies work? How do we actually turn them into income?
Yeah, I need the nitty-gritty.
Absolutely. And the foundation, no matter which strategy you choose, is value.
Value.
You got to offer something that people actually want.
Okay, so like what? Give me an example.
It could be solutions to problems, entertainment, knowledge, inspiration, anything really, just something beyond pretty pictures.
All right, so figure out what makes you unique, what you're good at, and share that with the world.
Exactly. And that brings us to our first principle, content is king.
Okay, I've heard that before, but what does it actually mean on Instagram?
Think about it. If you stumble upon a profile and the photography is stunning, the captions make you think the stories are super engaging, you're going to want to follow them, right?
Yeah, for sure. Even if they don't have a ton of followers.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about making that first impression count.
Okay, so you've got the content down. What's next?
Engagement.
Engagement, right.
Don't just post and disappear.
So like respond to comments, answer questions, do polls, all that stuff.
Exactly. Make your audience feel like they're part of the conversation.
Because when people feel heard, they're more likely to stick around.
Exactly. And those engaged followers, they're more likely to buy your products, recommend your services, share your content. They become your biggest fans.
That's what we want. But it takes time
Right.
to build that kind of community.
It does. You need patience and consistency, and you gotta genuinely care about connecting with your audience.
So you can't just expect people to engage with you if you're not engaging with them.
Exactly. It's a two-way street.
But honestly, it's hard to be patient when you see other people blowing up overnight.
I get it. It's easy to get discouraged, but that's where authenticity comes in.
Authenticity.
Be yourself. People can spot a fake from a mile away.
But what if people don't like the real me?
That's always a risk, but trust me, the right people will connect with you.
The people who actually get you.
Exactly. And those are the people you want in your community.
Okay, so we've got content engagement, patience, authenticity. Is there anything else?
Consistency.
Like showing up is half the battle.
That's it. Show up regularly, posting, and authentically engage consistently. It builds trust and credibility.
And it helps people remember you.
Exactly. Consistency goes beyond just how often you post, though.
Oh, okay. How so?
It's about your overall brand aesthetic, your voice, your message, your values, creating a cohesive experience for your audience.
So find your groove and stick with it.
Exactly. Now let's get into some more tactical stuff.
Okay, let's do it. I love this part.
First up, optimize your profile.
Okay, my profile. What should I be doing?
Think of it as your storefront window. Your profile picture should be clear and professional. Your bio should be short and sweet, but compelling way. Highlight what makes you unique. Include some keywords. Don't forget a call to action.
So tell people what you want them to do.
Yes, make it super easy for them to visit your website, check out your shopbook, a consultation, whatever it is you want them to do.
So first impressions are
They
everything.
really are. Now let's talk about a feature you can use even with a small following Instagram stories.
Oh, yeah. Stories are where it's at these days.
For sure. Stories let you connect with your audience on a deeper level Share behind-the-scenes stuff, drive sales, use them to share quick tips, answer questions, run polls. The possibilities are endless.
And they don't have to be super polished, right? It's more about being real.
Exactly. And have fun with all the cool features, the polls, the quizzes, the questions, the GIFs, the music, all that stuff.
Okay, stories checked. What else?
Collaborate.
Collaborate with other creators.
Yes. It's a great way to reach new people, cross-promote your content, all that good stuff.
I've seen a lot of that on Instagram,
Yeah.
but how do I find the right people to collaborate with?
Look for accounts that align with your niche, your values. Accounts that have a similar audience size and engagement level.
Okay, so they should complement my brand.
Exactly. Reach out to them, propose something that would benefit both of you.
I like it. Collaboration noted.
Now let's talk hashtags.
Hashtags. They overwhelm me.
I know, but they're so important. Do your research, explore relevant hashtags in your niche, use a mix of broad and specific ones, and don't be afraid to create your own branded hashtags.
So it's about being strategic.
Exactly. And don't forget to use hashtags in your stories, too.
Okay, so hashtags in posts and stories.
Yeah.
Got it. What else?
Analytics.
Analytics make me nervous.
I know, but they're your best friend.
Really? How so?
Instagram gives you so much data about your audience, your content, how your account is growing. You can see what's working, what's not, what times your audience is most active. It's amazing.
Okay, so use the data to make better decisions.
Exactly. Start by focusing on the key things: reach, engagement, website, clicks, profile visits. Track those numbers over time and see what's happening.
So analytics aren't scary. They're helpful.
They're super helpful.
Right.
Now, what about contests and giveaways?
Oh, I love the good giveaway.
They're great for boosting engagement, attracting new followers, and promoting your products or services.
And who doesn't love free stuff?
Right. Get creative with the prizes, gift cards, consultations, bundles of products, whatever makes sense for your brand.
And make sure the rules align with your goals, right?
Yeah.
Like if you want more followers, tell people to follow you.
Exactly. It's all part of the strategy.
Okay, giveaways are on my list for sure.
And don't forget to cross-promote your Instagram on your other platforms.
Oh, yeah, good point.
If you have a blog, a YouTube channel, a Facebook page, whatever it is, use them to drive traffic to your Instagram.
So make it easy for people to find you on Instagram.
Exactly. Share your latest posts, run contests, and embed your Instagram feed on your website, all that good stuff.
So build a cohesive online presence.
Precisely. And lastly, experiment.
I love to experiment.
Instagram is always changing, so try new things, see what works, what doesn't.
So don't be afraid to play around.
Exactly. And have fun with it. Building a successful Instagram presence can be so rewarding.
I agree. So to wrap up, what are the main takeaways for our listeners?
First and foremost, create valuable content that your audience will love.
Engage with your followers. Be authentic. Be patient. Be consistent.
Optimize your profile use. Stories, collaborate with other creators, use relevant hashtags, track your analytics, and don't be afraid to experiment.
And most importantly, have fun.
Absolutely.
All right, welcome back to the final part of our deep dive. So in part one, we talked about all those cool ways to make money on Instagram without needing a ton of followers. And in part two, we got into the nitty-gritty of actually making those strategies work.
Right, we covered a lot of ground.
We did. But now I want to talk about something that I think is super important, the mindset. Like what kind of mindset do you need to really thrive on Instagram, especially if you're not trying to become like an overnight viral sensation?
Ooh, that's a great question, because you're right, Instagram can be a double-edged sword.
It totally is.
On one hand, it's this amazing tool for connecting with people, expressing your creativity, building a community.
Right.
But on the other hand, it can be so easy to get caught up in the comparison game. Start feeling insecure.
Oh my gosh, the comparison trap is real.
It is. You're scrolling through your feed, seeing everyone's perfect pictures and highlight reels, and you start to question yourself, like, am I good enough?
Totally. And that's why I think mindset is so crucial. If you want to be successful on Instagram in the long run, you got to protect yourself, your mental well-being.
Absolutely. So how do we do that? How do we stay sane and motivated in this crazy world of Instagram?
Right. Spill the tea.
One of the most important things you can do is be mindful of the content you're consuming. Think of your Instagram feed as your mental diet. What are you feeding your mind?
Ooh, I like that analogy.
Right. If you're constantly looking at content that makes you feel bad about yourself, it's going to have a negative impact.
Absolutely. So you're saying I should be more selective about who I follow.
Exactly. Unfollow those accounts that make you feel envious or inadequate.
The ones that just bring you down.
Right. And instead seek out accounts that inspire you, uplift you, make you feel good, accounts that share your values.
It's like curating my own little happy space online.
I love that. Create a feed that nourishes your soul.
That's the goal.
Mm.
Okay, what else?
Another thing that's really important is setting realistic expectations.
Tell me more about that.
It's so easy to get caught up in this idea that if you just do all the right things, use the right hashtags, post at the right time, you'll instantly gain thousands of followers.
And become a star.
Right. But that rarely happens. Building a genuine and engaged audience takes time, effort, consistency. You got to be in it for the long haul.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. So be patient. Celebrate those small victories along the way.
Like what?
A new follower, a thoughtful comment, a brand reaching out to collaborate. Those little things that make it all worthwhile.
Okay, so I need to shift my focus from what I haven't achieved to what I have achieved.
Yes. Focus on the progress you're making, even if it's slow and steady.
I can do that. What about self-care, though? How does that fit into all of this?
How self-care is so important. Especially on Instagram, it's easy to get sucked in and feel like you have to be on all the time.
Oh my gosh, yes. It can be so draining.
It can. So make sure you're taking breaks, stepping away from your phone.
Like putting the phone down and going for a walk.
Exactly. Do things that nourish your soul, spend time in nature, read a book, connect with loved ones, move your body, anything that fills your cup.
Okay, self-care is officially on my to-do list.
Good. Because when you take care of yourself, you're more likely to show up as your best, most authentic self online and offline.
That makes sense. So we've talked about curating our feed, setting realistic expectations, practicing self-care. What else can we do to build that positive mindset?
Celebrate your wins.
Oh yeah, I'm terrible at that.
It's so easy to get caught up in what we haven't accomplished yet, But it's important to take a step back and acknowledge how far we've come.
Okay, so I need to give myself more credit.
Exactly. Whether you reached a new follower milestone or landed a brand deal or created a piece of content you're really proud of, take the time to celebrate those wins.
I can do that. It's a good reminder to focus on the positive.
It is. And it helps you stay motivated on this journey.
Love it. What about all the comparison stuff? How do I stop comparing myself to everyone else?
It's tough, I know. But one thing that helps is remembering to focus on your own unique strengths and talents.
Instead of wishing I was someone else.
Right, because you have something special to offer the world, something that no one else can replicate.
Okay, so embrace my individuality.
Yes, and remember, there's no one right way to do Instagram. What works for one person might not work for another.
So find what feels authentic to me.
Exactly. What aligns with your values? What brings you joy?
Love that. Okay, so we've got a lot of great mindset tips here. But what's the most important piece of advice you would give someone who's starting out on Instagram?
Remember why you started.
Oh, wow, that's powerful.
Right. What was that initial spark that made you want to create an account? What do you hope to achieve? What message do you want to share with the world? Connecting with your why can really help you stay grounded and focused, especially when things get tough.
Yeah, it's easy to lose sight of that when you're caught up in the day-to-day of Instagram.
It is. But remembering your why can bring you back to that place of passion and purpose.
I love that. So as we wrap up this deep dive, what are the key takeaways you want our listeners to remember?
First and foremost, success on Instagram is not just about the numbers. It's about authenticity, connection, and creating value for your audience.
It's about finding your people, building a community, and sharing your unique gifts with the world.
And it's about having a positive mindset, embracing the journey, and having fun along the way.
You don't need millions of followers to make a difference on Instagram. You just need passion, purpose, and a willingness to be yourself.
So well said.
If you want more tips, strategies, and inspiring stories, be sure to grab our free PDF guide. We'll put the link in the show notes.
Awesome.
And that wraps up our deep dive into making money on Instagram without followers. We hope you learned a lot and feel inspired to take action.
Thanks for joining us on the deep dive.
Until next time, happy gramming.